Immigration is a relevant problem us as a society are struggling to face today. In the United States, close to 1 million legal immigrants are brought in each year from countries around the world. I have been honored to interview one of those million immigrants whose name is Alex Arcilla. He came from Colombia and immigrated to the U.S. in 2001 when he was only around 20 years old. Due to the war on drugs, the terrorist organization called FARC, and the search for better education, Alex chose to come to the United States permanently. Colombia in the late 90s to early 2000s was a very dangerous place, mainly due to the terrorist group known as FARC. Throughout the world, they were viewed as a terrorist organization that was Colombia's main exporter of drugs, human trafficking, illegal arms trade, and much more. Their power over the Colombian government and the people of the country was so strong that they were actually seen as a political party in Colombia. Because of this, the organization controlled more people, resulting in widespread government corruption. Alex has grown up in this constant threat on his family and community, so he was a great person to talk about this very real conflict. Many people that Alex knew were threatened and even killed by this organization. He told many stories about the dangers he faced up in Colombia. Some of his parents' friends were blown up because they triggered some of the regime's officials. He even shared a personal story about a high official's bodyguard walking down the street while Alex was playing with his friends. He pointed a gun at his head, telling him to take his necklace off or else he would kill him, right on the spot. Alex had a very easy immigration to the United States, and he stated that everyone was very welcoming and made the process perfect for him. He flew into Miami, Florida with only around $13,000 that his mother gave him for selling her old car. He attended a culinary school so he could complete his dream of becoming a world-class chef. He also mentioned being a part of the ESL program, which he stated helped him learn and perfect his English-speaking skills. I asked him what was the moment he realized when he first immigrated to the U.S. that it was a perfect place for him, and the most notable change he remembers. He explained that it was the first week or two of him going to his school in Miami. He told me he was able to ride his bike to school during both the day and night, and he was even able to leave it outside without any locks. He told me that this would never happen in Colombia. He also said that as part of the culinary school, they let him eat whatever he made or cooked in class, so he essentially ate for free. He shared that this was very important because he didn't have to go out and buy food or drinks, which saved him lots of money. More specifically, he remembers his cab ride out of the airport. He told me that he remembers standing in a huge line with skyscrapers all around him. Because Alex didn't speak English very well, the man who was who got a taxi said that he would help him find a driver who spoke Spanish. This was a big relief for him, and he felt very welcomed, and his fear began to die down. When he got into the taxi, he said that they were much cleaner than the ones in Colombia, and the person he met was also from Colombia, and they talked almost the whole time until they reached the university. Once they got there, the man asked Alex to swipe his card, but then remembered that he was new to the United States and he didn't even have one yet. He asked Alex if he would like to pay cash instead. The man then said that the total would be around $60. Alex's jaw dropped, and he was choked up at the fare. He told the man in Colombia taxis were only around $5 to $15, and asked why he had to pay so much. The man then laughed and said that because he was a Colombian, he was actually giving him a better deal, saying normally the ride would be around $75. The man then explained to him that life would be very different here than in Colombia, and he should be prepared for lots of shocking changes, because more were bound to happen. Alex then paid the man $60 and hopped out of the taxi and then right to the school's front desk. From this interview experience, I've learned how lucky I am to live in the United States, and to not take every small things for granted on an everyday basis. I have also learned about the good and bad factors of Colombia, including the FARC regime's grasp on Colombia in the 90s and the early 2000s. Finally, this has taught me more about Alex and his background because I didn't know much about him before the interview. Thank you for watching my Oral History Immigrant Project video.